Hello and welcome. Welcome to Have a Tea with me. This is the Lesson Jigsaw channel. I forgot to put the background. There we go. Got the background music. My name is Chris. We are here for English language conversation practice. If you are learning English and you're looking to practice your speaking and conversation skills, we are here for you. Generally, we're here Monday to Friday at 12 o'clock Universal Time. If you want to get in touch with us, our email address is chatonlessonjigsaw@gmail.com. That's chatonlessonjigsaw@gmail.com. This one's going to be the last one for a little while. We're going to take, we're going to pause. That's what we're going to say. We're going to pause for a little while. Let me see. We're going to pause. We're going to pause for a little while. We're going to refresh what we're doing here at on Lesson Jigsaw and with Have a Tea with me. So a pause is like a little, like a stop, but only for a short time. So a temporary stop. You know, like maybe you see on the music players, you see the symbol where it looks like two lines going straight down, sort of like that. And there's the pause button. The pause button. So it's like that with the two lines. But we're going to press the pause button for a little bit, and then we will return. Exactly when, I do not know. I'm not 100% sure exactly. It might be in 2 weeks, might be in 3 weeks, but we're going to see. But certainly in June, we'll definitely be back in June. But in the next couple of weeks, I have a few. For me, I have a few sort of meetings and that sort of thing that I have to attend. So I won't be able to do the live classes on here or live conversation chats, but we will be still, if you're following us on YouTube, you'll be able to see the daily videos that we post, the little bits and pieces that we post. But remember, the most important thing is that you are practicing. So if you're finding a space to write or to speak, that is the most important thing. So that's why it's very important for you to comment, and it's important for you to speak, even if you're just speaking to the screen or to the mobile or whatever it is. And you're not actually speaking live here. At least if you're speaking in some way, that's the start anyway. But obviously, the better situation is if we're in a conversation, because normally we like at least two-way, if not more, interactions when we chat. Okay, so we're only going to be a shorter time today, but we'll see how we go. We'll see what happens. So we have been looking. I just wanted to turn that down. There we go. I forgot that. We need to. We're going to look at a newspaper or a publication from Norway. I'm not sure if this is an actual newspaper or just like a website. It looks to me more like a website, but it's the news in English from Norway. So views and news from Norway. Now I don't know about you, but I don't tend to hear much from Norway, or things happening in Norway and that sort of thing. So I don't know. Are you familiar with what's happening in Norway? Have you ever been to Norway? And if you have, what's it like? And so we can see here as well the way they've structured is very similar in some ways, but different in a way. They seem to have this part called For the Record, and if we look on the right hand side here, we can see some other headlines for the record. So I guess perhaps these are the most important news headlines, I'm going to say, and then you have the general news section and business section and so on. But already there's one story that catches my eye, which we'll come back to in a moment. But we'll just have a quick scan down through what the general stories are. Bomb shelters get overdue attention. And often when you see overdue, we see long overdue. So it's like that attention should have been there for like before. So it's like it's later than it should be. Russians excluded from Liberation Day ceremonies. Professor blasts probe into frigate sinking. Okay, so there's lots of things related to Russia and the war. The state offers billions to farmers. Looks like there's some tractors in the streets of the city, so farmers have been protesting, and there's been some reaction, it seems. Talking about business with some ships, passport stories. Okay, and then coming back down to the farmer story. And then immigration. Refugees face poor conditions. Okay, so the numbers of Ukrainian refugees arriving in Norway declined during the Easter holidays, allowing police to catch up on refugee registration. Okay, so it seems like with some countries, there wasn't, I guess they weren't ready for, let's say, a worst case scenario when something like this would happen. I don't know, it seems like it's been unfortunately, pretty common in the last, I don't know, I'm going to say like 10 years, but even if you go back, I don't know, I always seem to see these stories about refugees going to Europe, or people trying to go to Europe. So I don't know, but it seems as though it's always a surprise for everything. Same with things with COVID was a surprise. Even like 2 years into it, governments were surprised by, oh, there's another wave and that sort of thing. Okay. So I want to go back to a story that I saw over here. So sparks fly over Royals electricity bill. I like this because the sparks fly, because I think of the sparks from the electricity. So the nice little play on words there. So let's have a quick look here. This is a couple weeks old almost, this story, but nevertheless, there's still, I'm sure, can be some good English in here. So Norway's royal family and all the properties they use have made everyone else's complaints about high electricity bills pale by comparison. Pale by comparison. Another combination is also pale into insignificance. So it makes the other ones look not important because of one particular thing. But this is another thing. So it's like the other ones, like when people go, oh, my electricity bill is really high. It's like if you see this one, people go, oh my God, wow. So the Royals' bills collectively jumped by a shocking 3.7 million last year. That's 3.7 million Norwegian kroner, I think it is. It's about 420,000 US dollars, leaving their part of the state budget with a big overrun. Okay, so it looks as though the state is paying for them. Because I wonder if they have a system like in the UK with the British royal family. They made some changes with how much money they were receiving and that sort of thing. Because I guess in the UK, it's a big tourism thing for people to go and see things with the royal family. That's when they opened up Buckingham Palace and I think Windsor Castle as well, so they could do tours and that sort of thing. And part of that was to get money for the royal family. And so I think they still got like their allowance for doing their duties, I guess. So when they go into official tasks and official events and that sort of thing. But otherwise they had to generate their own income. So I wonder if it's the same in Norway in terms that they have to, but I've never heard of anyone going to Norway to see something from the royal family. I know like the fjords and different sort of things and seeing the northern lights and that sort of stuff, but not to see the royal family. But I don't know, I could be wrong. That may be a big industry. So the newspaper Dagbladet, maybe, excuse my pronunciation, reported this week that renewed activity following the corona crisis, the jump in electricity rates and anti-terror related construction projects aimed at boosting security around the Royal Palace all contributed to the budget overrun of 4.7 million krona. And so the Royal's annual report for 2021 indicates that much of it was attributed to high electricity rates in large buildings that use lots of electricity. I wonder if they change the light bulbs. Maybe they need to change the light bulbs to have those energy efficient light bulbs. I sort of say that half in jest, but maybe that could make a difference. Who knows? Even if that makes 10% a difference, it's still a fair difference. I'm sure that'll be one of the secretary or something's salary for a year or something. So the security project around the palace also proved, so this was shown to be true, proved more expensive than planned because the higher prices for construction materials, delivery delays, and lack of workers. Wonder why there were a lack of workers. One of the project suppliers also filed for bankruptcy during the year. It's very curious. A curious combination of events. So it's actually quite a short article, isn't it? So I guess it's with this article, just getting to the point. Here's the information, and then we go away. So I guess in reality, it's like a 30-40 second read, and then we can move to the next story. Interesting, but like with most stories, we can still get vocabulary and detail from that, and then decide if we want to use that or not. But absolutely, that's there for you. Let's just click on this people section, see what this is about. So this is okay. So this looks to be stories, I guess logically, about individual people. I guess that makes sense. PST boss comes under fire. I don't know what PST is. I don't know if we get a clue. Okay, so leader of Norway's police intelligence unit, PST, has landed in trouble again over his earlier illegal possession of weapons. Now over how he let subordinates in the Oslo police department get rid of them for him, I suppose. Interesting. It's interesting how the people with power use the power. Football star indicted for tax evasion. This seems to happen a lot, doesn't it? So Norway's economic process unit. I can't read today. Norway's economic crimes unit has indicted. It's a nice word. Has indicted. It's like to put up for prosecution. One of Norway's most high-profile former professional footballers for criminal tax evasion. John Cruz accused of failing to pay around 5.4 million Norwegian krona in taxes. Well, now those taxes would have paid for the royal family's bill. So, that's, I guess, maybe get them together and it all works out. In taxes on his income and personal fortune. Okay, then we've got information about the women's football team reunited. So Norway's national women's football team is back on a roll after settling a long conflict with star player Ada Hegerberg and getting its captain. I'm not sure with some of these names. My apologies. I'm not great with my pronunciation. Maren Gjelde, maybe. I'm not sure how you pronounce with the M and the J together. It could be a specific pronunciation, I imagine. In place after a serious knee injury. Okay. And then we've got stuff about NATO, stuff about a Norwegian actress, Liv Ullmann. Jordan's king made a quick visit to Oslo. Okay, and so these stories seem to be sporadic, just occasional. So maybe like every couple of weeks they have 2 or 3 stories, and then they sort of highlight them. So maybe that's the way it works, or maybe that's just how it naturally happens. So every week or every 2 weeks they have 1 or 2 stories related to specific people. But I guess it also depends how the news develops. Okay, so there we are, back on the front page. All right, interesting. Always good to see, I think, news from different parts of the world. See how, like we say, to see how different parts of the world, see what's important in different places of the world, different perspectives. This one doesn't seem as though there's a space for comments, but certainly like we've seen in the other ones, or some of the other ones, you can have places for comments and leaving your thoughts and opinions. And again, with that, it's a good space to practice English writing in that case. But of course, it could be a prompt. If you're with other people who can speak English or want to practice speaking English, you can have a conversation about that topic, of course. And even you can have someone play devil's advocate, you can say. Play devil's advocate. So another person, you can have a discussion, and one person takes the opposing view. Even if they don't agree with it, they can take the opposing view just for the sake of it. And the opposing view could be the one that's unpopular or not seen as like the correct thing or the bad thing, the bad point of view, that sort of thing. And that's the devil's advocate. So saying that, okay, but maybe if we do the bad thing, it could be the right way to go. So that just in terms of promoting discussion, it's like a role play, if you like, for a discussion. That can be certainly a good way to go. So, okay, we're going to leave it there for today. Don't forget, you can get in touch with us. chatonlessonjigsaw@gmail.com is our email address. You can write to us. And as I said, we're going to take a little break for a few weeks. Not exactly sure when we'll be back. Maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. It all depends. But we'll certainly, around June time, we'll be back and hopefully refreshed and rejuvenated, ready to go. And yeah, but in the meantime, if you do want to get in contact with us, you can certainly do that. So you have that email address there, chatonlessonjigsaw@gmail.com. Thank you very much for liking, following, subscribing, all of that sort of stuff. Remember, we are here for English language conversation practice. So when you are interested in practicing English, practicing new words, new vocabulary, practicing different situations, we will be here to help you and be available for you. So we'll leave it there for today. Thank you very much. Have a great rest of the day. Take care. See you later. Stay happy and healthy.